遊びに行っていたそうよ。世界的に有名な霊能師の家系である篠崎家、ここならとヤゴーラ教会に生き残り、ヤゴーラの沖縄が危険だからとマルトゥバから盗み出してきたブック・オブ・シャドウズを預けに来たんだけれど、それが揃うと危ないからと石はマキナが、本はヨシエが預かって保管することに決めたそうよ。
Yagora Society. Martubas? Ah, Martuba. I never heard these terms before at all. And then there was that damn Book of Shadows again. Why did that have to keep coming up?
あなたたちはあの学校から篠崎幸子を取り除いた。それによって大きな可能性が広がったわ。これまでのような一方通行ではなく、現世に戻ってくることができる。この世のものではない異空間心霊スポットが生まれているの。
She thrust the ever after stones toward me triumphantly and continued to make her pitch, growing more excited by the second. I was legitimately speechless. What can I say? Just don't go back, Ayumi.
わかるかしら。まさにあの場所は宝の山よ。
Just don't go back.
今まで眉唾、嘘800と笑われていた霊魂の世界への扉が開いたの。世界中のオカルト研究が一気に加速するわ。私はね、商売としてあの空間へ人を連れて行くツアーコンダクターをやろうと思うの。
Kishinuma and I both reacted to this preposterous suggestion with a start. She couldn't possibly be serious. Could she?
ナホちゃんのブログからは片白のデータは削除したし、あの手段ではもう飛べない。行く方法は私しか持っていない。
What could she possibly have been thinking? I wanted to stomp her at once. I wanted to take those stones and break them right there on the spot before anyone else got hurt. But
私はね、ツアーを運営するにあたって安全を確保したいの。あゆみちゃんはお友達の霊を探したいでしょ。だったらあの空間の再調査は共通の目的にならないかしら。
Aiko leaned in as she spoke. Her breath, scented with the sugary sweetness of the extravagant desserts we'd been eating, tickled my nose.
ね、あゆみちゃん。私と一緒にもう一度天神小学校に行ってくれ。
Man, you're fucking crazy, Aiko.
本来は片白を引きちぎる方法でツアーをやろうと思っていたんだけど、こんな便利なアイテムが見つかっちゃったんだもの。これはもう運命よ。
Aiko seemed like she was on top of the world, but that just made me all the more disgusted with her.
どうかしら。
On the other hand, she was offering me a chance to save our lost friends, and however remote that chance may have been, it stacked the odds frustratingly in her favor. I still couldn't just say yes, but I couldn't say no. Honestly, I resented Aiko for putting me in this position. I glared at her for a moment before I said anything.
すぐに答えを出せるわけがないでしょ。返させてください。
Ayumi, just say no. Come on. I don't want to go back. It was spooky. I almost forgot Kishinuma was there. Sudden waves of guilt washed over me. He had a certain, absolutely incredulous look on his face. I couldn't bear to see it, so I looked
ブ
away.
ックオブシャドウズだってどこにあるかわからないし、そもそもその石だって本当にそんな力があるかもわからないじゃないですか。実際に試したわけじゃないのでしょ。
Aiko smiled. She oriented the two stones so they formed a perfect yin-yang single, and slotted them together once again. Immediately, the stones began glowing with a bluish-white hue, and a stream of energy started to form around her. Aiko continued smiling and looked directly into my eyes.
いいわ。ゆっくり考えて。この石はもちろんまだ試していないから、どれだけ危険かわからないしね。
She slowly separated the two stones as she said this, and the energy surrounding her dissipated.
篠崎家の血筋、篠崎真希の家で発見されたんだもの。きっと信憑性も霊言も新たかな霊具に違いないわ。
すげえな。ちょっと見せてくれよ。
Kishinuma didn't wait for an answer. He grabbed the Everester stones from Aiko's hand and began examining them carefully.
あの箱の中にこんなものが入ってたとはな。あんたさ、まさかこの石を独り占めしようなんて。
Aiko seemed to be taken aback by the question. Way to go, Kishinuma. You managed to catch her off guard.
これを見つけられたのは 半分は篠崎が体張ったおかげなんだろ。
Aiko seemed to ponder these words for a moment.
じゃあお互い勝手に行けないように一つずつ持っていましょうか。わかりました。ちょうだい、岸沼君。
あ
Kishinuma plopped one of the stones in my hand and slipped the other back into the drawstring pouch Aiko had brought them in and closed it up.
あ、うん。
Then casually handed the pouch back to its rightful owner.
その気になったら連絡をちょうだい。そうね。サービスとしてブックオブシャドウズの捜索は私も手伝ってあげるわ。
Aiko flashed just the biggest, most gregarious smile I think I ever seen.
あの本さえ見つかれば一緒に行ってくれるのよね、あゆみちゃん。
I closed my eyes and gave something like a half-hearted half nod, lowering my head without raising it again. It was interpreted as a yes, but I'm not sure I meant it that way.
ぐっと。じゃあここは私が出しておくわね。
Aiko got up and grabbed the check.
いえ、私も出します。
I took out my wallet. I had no desire to owe this person anything. Aiko just smiled.
それじゃ割り勘ってことで。そうそう。これは私からのプレゼント。
Dang, it's a gift-giving finale. Aiko handed her thoughtograph to me.
嫌だわ。そんなに構えないで。これは無料で差し上げるわ。だから安心して。
Oh my god. Hey, chibi time.
最低だよ、あの人。
ああ、
鈴本さんや篠原さん、森重君、ゆい先生、みんなのことが終わったらこの石はすぐに壊すから。
ああ、その意見には俺も同感だ。
Don't go back, girl!
壊す案だな。
You're freaking crazy. As he'd been waiting for this cue, Kishinoma pulled the other stone from his pocket.
岸沼君？
あの学校のヤバさも知らねえで浮かれてやがったからな。こっそりいただいてきたぜ。
岸沼君、すごい！悪い人！
Okay.
緊急事態によりやむなしだ。けどよ、篠崎。
Don't do it.
生き返らせる
Oh my
って
God.
その
Ayumi, don't be a dumbass again.
もう考えない方がいいんじゃないか。無茶ばっかしてお前がまた死ぬ思いするとかよ。鈴本の唯一先生も篠原の森重もみんなよ。
そうじゃないかも。
いい加減にしろ、篠崎。サトシや中島がどんだけお前のこと心配してると思ってんだ。
ごめんなさい。でもお願い、岸沼君、もう少しだけ、もう少しだけでいいから私の気の済むまでやらせて。お願い。
No, we're not. We're not doing shit.
よう、いいか。一人じゃダメだぞ。こっちは俺が預かっとくからな。
Oh, head pat.
大丈夫だ。
I turned my gaze up to meet Kishinuma's. My eyes must have been looked like saucers, window into a mind full of worries, ideas, and fears spurred by this unexpected turn of events.
なんかあったらすぐ連絡しろよ。前みたいに目つぶって突っ走って勝手に死にそうになってんじゃねえぞ。俺だってお前一人くらい守れる自信はあんだからよ。
Kishinuma patted me on the head reassuringly as he said this. I had no idea how to react. Felt warm and safe, but also a little annoyed, much like a younger sister being simultaneously comforted and scolded by her big brother. All I could say in response was... I could feel my eyes still bulging from my head, open as far as my eyelids would allow. Imagine how I must have appeared to Kishinuma, and was momentarily embarrassed.
んじゃ、そろそろ帰るとするか。
うん。
Alright. Oh shit. Ready to head home? Not yet. Hey. Oh. So can I just like, hey, make the Millie Man march right now? Yeah. Huh. Where are all the people? The streets seem unusually quiet. Is it just because of the late hour? I remember running up these stairs with Mayu Suzumoto. At the time, it never dawned on me that the legitimacy of those memories could ever be called into question. Why wouldn't it? Why would it? When you graduate, transfer, or get married, you're always still able to see one another as long as you're both alive. But in this reality, it's as if Suzumoto never even existed. Okay. So. Oh, can I do like the Grand Theft Auto trick? Just like tap it. Oh, looks like I can. Yeah. Oh, sweet. I could do the GTA 3 trick. I just tap the button. I don't have infinite run. Look at that. It just looks silly. Okay, never mind. Dang. That sucks. I can't do it. They learned. Stamina doesn't go back that fast.
今日の変死速報です。死亡した岡部さんは背骨が折れた状態で都内のこの場所で発見され。
A Tokyo map was displayed on the television screen, marked with 2 red dots. The marquee at the bottom provided a headline: "Sudden violent deaths remain unexplained." Without thinking, I left the socks I just removed on my feet on the living room floor and began walking towards the bathroom. This was a bad habit of mine, so ingrained within me that it almost became ritual. Mom did well to have it caught so quickly. I grabbed my socks and left the room. Oh my god, don't think about it. Don't think about it. Please don't think about it. I set my bag in my room, quickly and automatically grabbed from my sweatpants and spats, and made a beeline for the bathroom. What the hell? When I got there, I threw my socks into the hamper with purpose, and then began peeling off my school uniform. As I observed myself in the mirror, I began to murmur. Those burn marks on my neck and arm were eternal reminders of what I've been through at the Shinazaki estate. I could clearly remember the agony I went through as they formed. I remember watching them sear into my flesh out of thin air, blood spurting from them as I've been knifed. I only survived because Hinoe sacrificed herself in my place. I tried to force self-confidence into my expression. When it wouldn't come, I slapped my cheeks hard. It was in me somewhere. I just needed to be yanked out into the open. Man, come on, game. Is this M? I'm pretty sure this is M. Hold on, let me. Why not? Yeah, of course that's M. For strong nudity too. God damn it. God damn it. I lowered my head into the water ever so slightly, blowing bubbles of water in the water with my mouth. The pros and cons of returning to Heavenly Host were racing through my head. Just don't do it. You seen what happened last game when you challenged Fate?
篠崎の末裔私がやらなきゃいけないカワブシャドウズのありかさえ分かればすぐにでも
Yo, where the hell?
のありかだ。相変わらずずれた感性してやがんな。
This was just about the last thing I expected. I couldn't help but scream. It was that same boy who found his way into my room last time, wearing the exact same clothes. He spoke to me without once turning his head to look in my direction.
涅槃を知ったか。やっと悟ったようだな。てめえの宿命ってやつを。
He smiled, still facing away from me. It was a confident yet sinister grin.
あなたなんでここに
音響のまじないなんて基本中の基本だろう。いちいち驚くんじゃねえよ。それよりも忘れんなよそれ。運命に課せられたてめえの責務だからな。その末裔って
あなた
あ
警察呼ぶからこの変態ストーカー扱う
My face had to been as red as fire by this point.
うるせえよこの父なし女。誰が痴漢だ。幼児みたいな体しやがって。
God
て
damn.
めえみたいな貧相な体見ても何も面白くねえんだよ。
Dude, maybe some people are into that. Who knows? They're called lolicons, dude. Damn, my head felt like it was now housed all the blood from my entire body. I imagined myself white as a sheet below the neck and flashing red above it on the verge of a megaton explosion.
いいか、よく聞け。ブックオブシャドウズは涅槃の中に戻ってる。ほら。
He handed me the photograph from Aiko.
いつの間にこれが何だっていうのよ
よく見ろ、節穴女。ここだ、ここ。
I grabbed the photograph from her hand as aggressively as I could muster, then back away slightly, putting as much distance between me and him as humanly possible. It was definitely the same picture of the little girl holding the hatchet that Aiko had shown us earlier, but I now noticed that she was holding something else in her other hand too. It was a hardbound book around the size of a typical desk dictionary, and though I could barely make it out, there was a certain aura to that looked also like a face.
力を使いたいなら、もう一度涅槃。天神小学校と言った方がいいか。すぐにあそこへ飛んでその本を手に入れろ。
Don't, man, why are you listening to this
お
dude?
前の願いも。
He stuck out his hand and pointed directly at my face, and slowly lowered it down toward my abdomen. He was now inexplicably pointing at my lower body. As soon as I started to get self-conscious, he flipped his hand over and opened it, exposing his palm. There was another piece of 10 yen gum cupped in there, the same kind as before. I'm not sure why I took it, but I did without even thinking. As soon as the exchange was made, he immediately turned towards the bathroom window, apparently preparing to make his escape.
あなた何者なの
My question seemed to stop him in his tracks. Why are you in the bathroom in the first place, bruh? You could have waited? I was about to drop my guard, especially when given the obvious advantage this boy handed over me. But he didn't seem like he'd come to attack me or anything. Rather, it was almost like he was trying to lead me somewhere, to show me the way.
今はまだ話せ
He turned his head toward me just enough that I could catch a brief glimpse of his eyes. Beyond his hood, they were ice blue in color, but gentle and sincere. He smiled once more as he leapt out the bathroom window. I was kind of dumbfounded. I had no idea how to process what had just happened.
どうしたのあゆみ大丈夫
Mom barged into the bath, brandishing a broom. It was probably the first thing she could find to fend out potential intruders. Too bad she hadn't just been a moment quicker. All I could do was squat on the cold bathroom floor and stare at her with hollow eyes. There was no way to adequately explain any of this to her. Yeah, man. When someone just invades? Oh, broshiki. It was late as night, and I still hadn't bothered changing out of my school uniform. I needed food, though, so I had to hit up the convenience store on my way back home. I picked up a bottle of olives, a pack of tofu, some mineral water, and some various things to keep me going for a while. Wait, when the hell are there olives in a fucking convenience? Oh, I guess Japanese convenience stores are kind of godlike. I couldn't hardly believe it. There was actually an occult section at the damn mini mart with all kinds of stupid stuff like spirit talisman magnets and anti-demon wards. I grabbed one off the shelf completely at random and looked at the company logo on the backside. PL Promotions Co. Inc. For these last 2 months since we gotten back from Heavenly Host, it seemed like there was a real spiritual boom going on all over the world. Whenever there'd be a strange death or something, the public would be all over it, downright excited about the possibility that it might be supernatural in nature. It was all over TV shows and magazines too, with independent researchers checking out spiritual hotspots, and giving fancy new age advice to people, just to boost ratings or sales. And now this, exorcism merchandise, next to pre-packaged cupcakes and ready-made dinners.
コンビニでお札が買える時代かよ。ちょっと前までならこんなもの見ても気持ち悪いって笑えたんだろうけど、こんなの本物相手に聞くのかよ。
The item I was examining happened to be one of the spirit talisman magnets, seemingly the last one in stock. An old lady suddenly reached out in front of me behind and yanked it right out of my hands. She glowered at me for a moment before taking her prize over to the register, and I just stood there, staring blankly at her as she walked away. Damn, old lady fierce. Yo, where's your bag, son? Hey. Okay, so I am going the right way. Ah, goddamn loading screens. Yo, why are you what?
篠崎、何してんだこんな時間に。家に帰ったんじゃねえのかよ。
ごめんね、こんな遅くに。アルバイト？
ああ、今日は遅番だったからな。で、まさかずっと待ってたのか？なんか悪かったな。
平気。
It was actually a really chilly night. I could see Shinazaki's breath dissipating around her chin in short, frequent bursts.
平気じゃねえだろ。震えてんじゃねえか。嫌じゃなければ寄ってけよ。シャくらい出してやる。
My room was on the second floor of the apartment building. I hadn't been expecting guests, so I just had tidied up for my own sake a little while back, so it was fairly presentable. Shinazaki immediately sat down on my bed and began sipping the tea I made for her. She was holding it in both hands, probably less for politeness and more just to warm them up.
だろ？妹がいつも送ってくんだよ。いい茶話。
The sound of a large truck driving by seemed to catch her off guard. She was clearly a bit jittery, unsurprising, all things considered.
こんな時間まで工事してるんだ。
年末近くになるとこういう意味のない工事増えるな。うるさいわ眩しいわで寝れやしねえよ。
大変。
Time passed by a snail's pace. Shinazaki continued to sip her tea, never once removing either hand from the warm cup. She definitely had something on her mind. Something had happened. It was written all over her face.
親に断ってきてんのか？
連絡は大丈夫。
そうか。
Shinozaki was in my room. I dreamed about this before, but never thought it would actually happen.
つかなんだな。いや、そのどうしたんだよ、こんな遅くに。なんかあったのか。はあ？今から展示場に行くだ？
Man, you're fucking crazy. I was half acting, admittedly. This wasn't entirely unexpected. Shinozaki may have been a lot of things, but unpredictable is not among them.
お願い。
で、この石を取りに来たんだ。
Took out the Everaster stone I stole from Maiko.
いいか、篠崎。確かにこの石はさっき光ってたし、何か力はあるかもしれねえ。だがよ、また出られなくなって、下手したら今度こそ死んじまう。そうなりゃ、ここでのお前の存在まで消えちまうかもしれねえんだぞ。
I tried to be as strong as commanding as I could possibly muster. I needed her to realize what a bad idea this was. Yes! Yes, Yoshiki.
私の存在なんていい。それより黒の本、ブックオブシャドウズ。
さっき言ってたあの本のことか。
She had that thaumagraph thing from Aiko with her and was pointing it to the little girl's left arm.
私たち実はもうさっき見えていたのよ。この女の子の左手のところ、それがブックオブシャドウズよ。
I didn't have to look very hard to see it, but
本か。確かに持ってるな。それでこれがブックオブシャドウズだっていう確証はあんのかよ。
ないけど、でも多分間違いないと思う。
多分ってお前。
天神賞へはね、この本を取り戻しに行くの。そしたらみんなの魂を涅槃から解き放てる。鈴本さんたちを今度こそ生き返らせることができるわ。
you don't want to do that. How can I argue with that? There were so many assumptions being made, but she was so sure of herself, so certain that this would not work. She wasn't about to listen to reason. Shinozaki shook her head furiously, like some sort of violent shudder. It almost seemed like she was trying to shake off something loose from her mind.
つか、そもそもこんな石で本当に展示場に行けるのか？あの女、丹羽愛子だってか？どう見てもうさんくさかったぜ。
それは試してみなきゃだけれど、でももしまた天神賞に行けたらみんなの魂がそこにあるんだから、今度こそ反抗の術が成功すると思うの。
She still had deep scars all along her arms, leg, and neck. Anyone could tell at a glance she just recovered from a serious accident. She sounded so self-assured, so self-confident, but it was hard to take any of that seriously. This was the first time in my life I found myself tearing up over someone and not being embarrassed that I was crying. Honestly, it surprised even me how deeply I cared about Shinozaki, and how much I just didn't want her to lose her. My eyes were getting hot and glazed, and I felt utterly helpless.
誰にも話せないけど、あなたは信じてくれる。死ぬなく。
I was at a complete loss for words. I found myself literally scratching my head, trying to come up with a good answer. This was Shinozaki, and she had come to me for moral support, for encouragement, for peace of mind. It was really the first time she ever truly relied on me, ever truly counted on me. I knew then what I had to... Man, Yoshiki! God damn it.
あのクソ学校であんな目にあって帰ってきたんだ。今さら何があっても驚きゃしねえよ。お前が言うんならきっとそうなんだろう。理解はできないけどな。できないままに俺は決めたことがある。
決めたこと？
ああ。 何があってもお前を守るってよ。
Shinozaki and I stared into each other's eyes for a moment, each of us trying to figure out the other, or trying to figure the other out.
心配すんな。大丈夫だ。
I tried to force a smile. Shinozaki is basically curled up into a ball at this point. Her tiny body collapsed in on itself for support, but now all of a sudden she unfurled herself and glared at me. I couldn't tell if she was mad or happy or what. Her eyes were either like daggers or saucers. I couldn't really make out which. Maybe she'd come here expecting me to actively shoot down her ideas or something. Maybe she thought she was alone